Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where we're examining the evidence room as we've checked out this screen thus far, but we now move over to check another one as Dick Gumshoe stands above us. Right then, time to check out the actual evidence here, including what seems to be an obviously bloody fingerprints. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? Of course we were going to check. We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Indeed we should. Right, should we just get checking the entire room before we do anything else? Let's get spraying all around. Into the red room. Of course, the major part of the blood here is where someone seems to have met their end after all. That's a lot of blood after all. I harken back to the parking ticket. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Alright then, make a note of that indeed. I was about to say, is this not actually blood? But no, the handprint is. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker! It's mine! It's yours? Please! You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Indeed. Anything else in the room? Well, it doesn't seem spraying anywhere else there is getting anything, but... Ooh. Now that we find interesting. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called Luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where'd you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, so we found more blood, just kind of out of place blood there. But it doesn't look like anywhere else is bloody at the moment. So with that much tested so far, we get back to checking out the room. All these pieces of weird stuff on the ground. There's a glove hanging up here. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. The case. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove has been added to the court record. Okay, some more evidence picked up there. Back to the small screen. The tag reads SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. Of course, we can see that it reads SL9 there. The tag says SL9 11. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag? Zag? Is that a word? Did you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? Is it a word? Now I'm confused. Is there anything else to check out on this, though? Doesn't really look like it, does it? So, SO9 evidence 11 has been found. Apart from that, we can see the opened locker. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Indeed, most likely. What's with all the paint on the ground? What is the salt and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room? Yeah, because you can only, like, pour stuff over stuff. That would not be a good thing. Right, so the evidence tags over here, the evidence markers. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from The Case. The Case? The SL9 incident, pal, again. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Okay, we can take a closer look at this. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, really? A jigsaw? Okay, so where am I putting this? Like that? Can I rotate the overall piece as well, apart from that? Okay, so these are the pieces I have here. Obviously, I can't combine that either. But that way round works a lot better. Right, so we're looking at fixing on each corner inside. That's not there, okay. No, I'm not trying to put it in. I'm actually trying to move on to another fragment. Alright, that looks like a top. What's with the weird nodule on that one? Well, that's weird. Right, let's go back to fragment number 1. Oh, that's not in. Okay, I thought that looks like it fits the gradient a little bit. Okay. Jigsaw puzzles! I didn't expect to be doing these. No. 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 Now that fits. Jigsaw puzzles for you and me. But with less pieces, becomes a lot easier solutions, doesn't it? Right, so we need a smaller piece here. Yes. So now we've got the top bit to sort out as well. So it's just that top section there. This thing's quite big then, overall. I don't think it's that one. I think it's that one. Yep. Looks like some kind of vase-y kind of thing. I thought that was it. Okay, never mind. Well, that's the top rim, obviously. Which helps us quite a bit. Oh, no, it's definitely that one. And then what else have we got here? Well, we know it's not this one. We know it's most likely this one, then. Which leaves us with the final piece. Or I'd say the final piece, but we're missing one. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. No, it doesn't. I kind of understand how it got broken. Right, the unstable jar has been added to the court record. It is covered in blood as well, though, if you notice there. A piece is missing. You can check it further. Well, that looks like blood to me. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Indeed it might. Is there anything else to check apart from that? Or we can check the base, it seems. Or we can check inside the base. Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. It is indeed. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? We can hold stuff still. At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? No, it still would. Dust clings to surfaces, don't you know? Alright, so it's obviously got some kind of handles. I don't think we can examine them right now. Okay, seems nothing else there is to be examined. And for some reason we can look at the locker, but nothing else can really be done with that. Right, anything else to check here? Well, we checked that, we checked the glove, we checked the paint, we checked these symbols. There's the police line itself, I guess, and there's the other lockers around. This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. Okay then, well, we've seen paint, we've seen blood spots, we got them marked on the map as well, I guess. Yes, we can indeed see where the blood was. So we've got more evidence from the SL9 file. Now what are we doing then? Well, let's see where else we can move to, or if that's done yet. I don't know when the case is about to end, if you know what I mean. I don't know when the next chapter is supposed to begin. So as we head back to here, I did actually notice one thing while editing the video, and that is I got to freeze it and see what the number was that matched on the guard profile here. Supposedly, of course, there was a line, of course, that said we've got to match that to the case or something like that. So with that said, it is the security system line of text, isn't it? But I know what maybe two of the machines need to do. Yes, that's all good. And then he showed us... Is it this when he showed us the thing? Yeah, you need an ID card. And then we saw the record. Which then gave us that bit of uninterrupted view for this bit. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before, so that's not too bad. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Indeed. Now that's the bit that piqued my interest when I was editing. So with that point, it does match up one of those numbers with Goodman's ID. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 584-2189. In fact, I'm not a cowboy anymore, this is Phoenix Wright. Officer Marshall, show us the ID card record again. Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. Indeed, the cowboy accent's taken over. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Okay, what use is that for me? I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Okay. So it did lead to something nice then. We had to prove that that was part of the thing, and that's when I went, So we've got Bruce Goodman on the list. We have two used. One at the same time as Bruce Goodman, which will be the interesting one. I'm guessing that might be... If Officer Meekins can get in there, is that Meekins? If that is, why did he go in at 450? Or is this someone going in with Bruce Goodman in the first place, but Bruce Goodman was supposedly the only one there according to Meekins? Then we've got, well, to be honest, there's a side passage there. Someone could hide, I guess. But you've got that many sevens is the one that interests me the most. Every other one is kind of just numbers. Right, so show other people with IDs, that kind of thing, eh? Well, we can show our chief of police, or we can show our detective of police as well.
Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
That's not exactly that mind-blowing, we know that much.
What is it? That second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
That was me saying what, not Emma. The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What? What? Okay. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was it something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give him my report for the day. Why is it pink? It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later. Well, it appears we've done what we needed to do here.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too.
When people leave, you know things are good, and the game is now prompting me onto the right location. Excuse me, sir. Thanks to the power of editing, or more to the point, the power of the fact that I do have to edit videos, we are saved, because otherwise I could be stuck there for ages. It's that thought that occurred to me, that if I don't do these videos and I don't record them, I miss something like that, and then I'm stuck forever. 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 But where am I going now? I don't think we're going to the Criminal Affairs Department, are we? No, we're not. We need to go to the prosecutor's place again. Can we get there from the detention centre? Sorry, Meekins, out of the way. Actually, you've got an ID.
Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Indeed it does. Right, so obviously Meekins maybe not have an ID. That's the Criminal Affairs Dept. Right, let's go to Detention Centre. Wright and Co. Oh no, the underground parking office was reachable from there. There we go. Right, so past you, unless you've got anything to, well, you know, you're an ex-person. And to the High Prosecutor's Office. You're an ex-detective. You don't count. You don't have an ID. She might remember some, though. Why are you here? Ah, guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long! Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Not looking so good. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the District Prosecutor's Office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info was on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Indeed it may be. Right then, I'm guessing we can talk to you about things, but we know the first thing we want to do before anything is ask him why his ID is on this list. Oh right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less.
The Chief of Police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago.
He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was sold, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case, you believe. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. So unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. That said though, sir, when we get new evidence, we wonder, what does the tag say? The tag says AI16 or A116 or AL16 depending. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, I guess they might not even be joking with that kind of statement when you say it's a flathead screwdriver. And that's all the information we have on it at the moment. Well, we get talking to Edgeworth a bit more about the inquiry committee and tomorrow's trial. And then I'm guessing probably soon, considering all the stuff we've managed to gather in this time frame. Might be moving on to another day in court, you never know. So join me next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney as we look to get more to the bottom of this all. At the moment we're just collecting stuff, not really revealing stuff. But I'll see you then. Bye-bye.